magnificent, awe-inspiring, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Really, there aren't enough superlatives to describe the immensity of Iguazu Falls. Rightly named as one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, this is a place you must visit. How do you visit Iguazu Falls to ensure you have the best experience? In this video, I'll discover the falls from both the Argentinian and Brazilian sides. Come with me as I show you the unique perspective you can get from above, the side, and even in amongst the falls themselves. And watch out for some of the friends we made along the way. You're not going to want to miss this, the ultimate guide to Iguazu Falls. On the Argentinian side of Iguazu Falls, exploring today. Parque Nacional Iguazu. On the first day of our 2-day trip to Iguazu, we visited the Argentinian side of the falls located in Puerto Misiones. The entrance fee was 35,000 Argentinian pesos, which worked out at just over £20. 80% of the waterfalls are on the Argentinian side, and as you can see here, there's a lot to see and visit from this side of the falls. So you'll need a full day in Argentina, maybe 2 if you want to do all of the trails. It can get a little overwhelming when deciding what to do first, but my top tip for what is an absolute must is the Gran Aventura jeep and boat ride. It's at a cost of about 70,000 pesos, which came to around £45, but trust me, it's worth it for an exhilarating experience. Do this as early as possible if you can. You are going to get soaked, but you can either bring a change of clothes or use the rest of the day to dry off, just like we did. Hello. Hey. The jeep travels down to the lower Iguazu River on a guided tour, and along the way you're treated to views of the rainforest. It gave me serious Jurassic Park vibes, which is epic, seeing as it's one of my favourite films. There's a number of steps down to the port area, and on this particular day the forest was overrun with butterflies. More on that later, but first it was time to embark on our adventure cruise. Wow. Everyone is given a life jacket and a dry bag, so you can put your belongings in there knowing that they're not going to get wet. And trust me, you're going to need it. The boat, or raft for want of a better word, zips along 6 kilometers of the lower Iguazu River before reaching the waterfalls, and this in itself is a fun ride of rapids and waves. Finally, the falls came into view. We were given a unique perspective of many of the 275 different waterfalls that make up Iguazu, including the magnificent Garganta del Diablo, or Devil's Throat. The boat hangs around long enough for you to take photos and to marvel at the cascades right in front of us. As we ride along, another boatload whoop and holler as they sail past. It's a little insight into what we've got to come. Prepare yourselves for the shower of your lives. One of the crew on board is on hand to film the whole experience, and this is available to purchase for about $10. It's then time to head back to the port, truly soaking in what was a memorable encounter. Heading back up from the boat ride, which was absolutely incredible. I think it was once in a lifetime experience. It's a little pricey, you get dripping wet, but so worth it. To finish off the 2-hour Gran Aventura experience, a jeep is on hand to take us back to the start. inherit as a little friend. As I mentioned earlier, the Argentinian side of the falls is huge, and decisions had to be made on where to go next. We prioritised going to the Garganta del Diablo trail. To get there, there's a small train, free of charge, that rolls along through the rainforest to the start of this trail. It's a great way to unwind and take in the beauty of the surrounding scenery. Absolutely huge river. Parana River, is it? Parana.
And we've been walking, what, 10 minutes at least?
Yeah, I think so.
Road.
Absolutely beautiful as well. And this bridge just keeps going, but we're getting closer. You can see the spray of Garganta del Diablo. After walking for just over a kilometre, the torrent of water finally comes into view. But even this first glimpse, as impressive as it is, doesn't do the majesty and the splendour that is to come any justice. Absolutely phenomenal, spectacular. This is the view that everyone comes for, and trust me, to see it in real life is 100 times better than anything the camera can pick up. It's a taste of paradise, where the wildlife is flourishing in its natural home, and rainbows abound. I wanted to stay here all day, just marvelling at the beauty all around me that's contained within this natural wonder. We eventually wrenched ourselves away from the Garganta del Diablo and made our way back along the bridge towards the train station. This bridge has only recently reopened after the previous one was damaged in a storm, so it's fantastic to be able to enjoy this view of Garganta del Diablo again. And the native wildlife in this area is an added spectacle to behold. As I mentioned earlier, the place was overrun with butterflies. I'm not sure if we arrived in mating season, but it was an added bonus to see them close up and to enjoy the variety. This 88 butterfly was one of my favourites, and if you're fortunate, you might just have a butterfly landing on your hat or hands. Just make sure you've got your camera ready to get a photo. By this point, we run out of time at the park, so after a quick train ride back to the main station, we ran so that we could squeeze in the lower circuit or Circuito Inferior trail. Here, we could take in views of the many smaller waterfalls and also the majestic Isla San Martin, which graces the middle of the falls. But there was still a bit of time left in the day to make some new friends. In the lower walk, the Carne Inferior. Ooh! Yes, it was great to see one of the resident coatis. Just remember they're wild animals though, so no feeding or petting them. That pretty much brings day one to a close. Let's see what day two on the Brazilian side has to offer. Bom dia! Time to see Iguazu Falls from the Brazilian side today. Entry into the Brazilian side is from the town of Foz de Iguazu, and we entered walking past the helicopter tour agency which offers aerial tours of the falls. We didn't do this, but it's worth noting that helicopter tours are only available from the Brazilian side, and it'll set you back about £100. Entry into the Brazilian side of the falls is 100 reals, which works out at around about £13.50. An open top bus came along to take us to the start of the trail, and as you can see, we were instantly rewarded on our arrival. Not bad selfie goals either, is it? It's amazing you just get this straight away off stepping off the bus as well, isn't it? Yeah. And we just get instantly treated with these views. After enjoying the coconut, which my sister gave top marks for, it was time to set off. We could see the raft on the river below, enjoying the same experience that we'd had the day before. Constant views on this trail this side. There's my helicopter going past. After another experience with a coati, this time we were trying to steal my sister's handbag and also getting to meet some more friendly butterflies. The true depth and breadth of the falls can really be appreciated on this side. I suppose the difference between the Argentinian and Brazilian sides of the falls is that on the Argentinian side, you really feel like you're in or that you're a part of the waterfalls. Whereas on the Brazilian side, you can marvel at their beauty and their scope. It's almost as if you're taking a step back to see the full picture, as it were. And now we come to the jewel in the crown for the Brazilian side. Here we arrive at another bridge just mere feet away from the cascade, which extends out across the Garganta del Diablo. It's yet another breathtaking view of Iguazu Falls. From here, you can see many of the smaller falls and viewpoints which are beautiful in their own right. And even on a cloudy day like this, the falls are an awesome sight, and it just highlights the need to see the falls from both the Argentinian and Brazilian sides. That's the Brazil side. That near enough brings an end to this awesome adventure to Iguazu Falls. A visit here not only lives up to the hype, it far surpasses it. Add this to your bucket list and make sure you make time for a trip to this wonder of the world. You won't regret it. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Please hit the like and the subscribe button below. It really helps me out and I appreciate all of your support. My next trip isn't too far away, so as always, ciao for now.